welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Tabitha Smith, owner of Quilt Queens, as well as Camellia Palms Retreat Center. I want to talk about finding your quilt community. So quilting doesn't have to be a solitary hobby. In fact, it's way more fun if you're quilting with friends. So here are a few of my favorite ways to find your quilting community. Quilt shops. Your local quilt shop is often going to be a great resource for not only making friends in classes, but they will also have the latest information on local quilt shows, quilt guilds, and all the other ways you can find community. So definitely check out your local quilt shop. Go spend some money. They will always appreciate it. So quilt shows. Anytime I get a chance to go to a quilt show, I jump at it because you can find so much inspiration for your next quilt, as well as meeting new vendors, especially if the quilt show is in your local area. You can meet vendors that are in your area as well. You can meet new quilting friends. The guilds that are presenting the show usually have the information about their guild and when their meeting times are. It's a great resource for meeting other quilters. Quilt guilds. I personally enjoy quilt guilds, and yes, I know some of us had not so great experiences, but that doesn't mean you should write off every guild as a no-go. You can find the right one, you just have to look around. And once you do, you'll know, and you'll be so inspired by your fellow quilters in the guild. You might make new lifelong friends. You can participate in programs and shows and lots of other fun activities that you wouldn't get to do otherwise if you were just sitting at home quilting by yourself. Quilt retreats. I love quilt retreats. My very first quilt retreat, I didn't know anybody. I went on a retreat with a bunch of strangers that I had just barely met, and some of them I hadn't met at all. Shared a room with somebody I had never met before. But you know, I made lifelong quilt besties from that retreat alone. And I've been on many retreats in many other states since then. I highly recommend going on a retreat if you can get away, from your responsibilities for just a few days, because you get so much done, but maybe you also will meet your next quilt bestie at that retreat. And finally, online communities. There are a million great online communities out there, from private online communities to Facebook groups. There's niche communities for all kinds of particular things. Like, well, if you're a featherweight user, you can find a community just for featherweight users. I also have a quilt community called Quilt Queens that you can find us on the school platform. We would love to have you join us. We do challenges and prizes and sit and sews every week. We have a blast. So thank you for joining me and learning about new ways to find your quilt community. We're going to call that one.